I spend way more time than I should imagining meeting you guys at a show or something and freaking out and my voice getting all high-pitched and awful. I was wondering, what's the worst, freak out you've had from a fan when they're meeting you? 'Cause I imagine it can get pretty bad.
I wouldn't necessarily call it the worst, but absolutely the most overwhelming fan freakout we have ever dealt with would be when we played Bazooka Rocks Fest in Manila. We entered a mall to do a meet and greet, and I legitimately felt like we were in the Beatles and we were going to be ripped limb from limb. But that's a cool thing. I didn't necessarily expect to happen in my life.
Where is Mexican Place outside of Logan Square?
In reference to the Mexican Place, well, I was not there and do not remember the exact location of the basement show. Probably worth a Google. Just Google. Good Mexican.
For those of you that are wrestling fans, what is your favorite wrestler of all time? What's the one guy that when you saw wrestle, you're like, man, I gotta tune in next week to see what this guy does again?
It's gotta be Mick Foley. Just of all time, the first wrestling event I ever went to, he headlined. It was Foley Michaels In Your House Mind Games in the 90s. So I think he's someone that's atypical for wrestling, but put his whole heart into it every match and really put everything on the line to keep you entertained. And such a dynamic character, so awesome. Mick Foley forever.
Who has the worst taste in movies?
It would definitely have to be Soupy. Though he only likes, I guess he only likes one movie, so that's really why he has the worst taste in them. Because while it's one great movie, I don't think it's fair to say that he has good taste because he doesn't like any of them.
I was just wondering, out of all the songs that you've written together, which one is the most meaningful to you?
I believe that Screen Door is the most meaningful, at least in my life, because it relates to everything that I'm going through right now at the time. Soupy really puts into words exactly how I'm feeling and what I'm going through, so that's it.
If you had to choose to tour with 5 bands, dead or alive, which bands would you choose to tour with?
We'd have to start it off with Rock from the Crypt, because they are one of my favorite bands. Incredible rock and roll band from somewhere in California. They actually recently reunited, so it's actually possible. I don't have to know. I would say David Bazan in any of his projects, either solo, Headphones, or Page of the Lion. He is my favorite singer-songwriter ever. It's incredible. I still need to see him live, but playing with him every night would be unbelievable. I would have to say Pinkerton, Blue Arrow, Weezer. I mean, I would let Green Album, Maladroit slide, but preferably when Matt Sharp was still in the band. They wrote some incredible records back then, and I still listen to them constantly. A little cheesy, but I would have to say the Beatles, if only just to see how they would play those later records live. Because as far as I know, they didn't really do that, despite tracking a lot of it live in the studio, but just kind of seeing them try to pull that off in a live situation would be awesome. Last, I would have to say, Oh Brother. I'm listening to that record a lot, and when I saw them at Soundwave, they were absolutely incredible, so it would be awesome to play with a band like that every night.